Welcome, everyone. We're so glad that you're here. And my name is Deborah, for those of you who don't know. And we are here just purely for education and support. And just wanted to let you know there's no pressure. We're just here to educate and we want to help you along in your health journey. And that's why we're here to coach you. So we are talking all about hydration tonight. And part of this will be kicking off a hydration challenge that we have coming up. You'll hear more about that at the end. Um, but often people think that hydration is just chugging lots of water, but really, hydration is one of the most simplest, overlooked things in our health. And when your hydration improves, you're going to see better energy, fewer cravings, clearer thinking, even changes in your weight and bloating. So, did you hear that? Like, if you're struggling with energy, it could be a hydration issue, not a lack of coffee or energy drinks. It could truly be a hydration issue. So, we are just here to educate and give you some good tips on how we can address this problem of our hydration. So if it's felt overwhelming, confusing, we're here to simplify it and walk with you each step of the way.
Absolutely. My name is Sarah, and I also just really want to help you understand. I didn't understand this when I first started really trying to work on my health, and it was a big, big deal. So I want to explain to you why proper hydration is so important. Hydration affects almost every single system in your body. Your body is made up of water. And so we have to keep hydrating. Water is essential for energy production, digestion, regular elimination, detox pathways like your liver, your kidneys, hormone signaling, brain function, focus, all of these things. One important thing many people don't realize is that thirst is a late sign of dehydration. If you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated before we ever feel thirsty. It shows up as fatigue, headaches, brain fog, sugar and carb cravings. So, like, if you find yourself reaching for coffee or snacks in the afternoon, it might not be lack of willpower, it could be lack of hydration.
Yeah. So one of the biggest mistakes that people who think, okay, hydration, I just have to drink more and more water. That actually is a mistake. So hydration really is water and minerals. And that's a key part that a lot of people are missing. They're just chugging down the water and they're not getting those minerals. So when we say minerals, what we mean is um, ancient sea salt has those trace minerals, and that's what we want. So I brought with me here my Redmond's Real Salt. This is the salt that I use. It is an ancient fine sea salt that has all those trace minerals that our bodies really need. Now, these minerals are going to help support the nerve and muscle functions, and they're going to allow the water to actually be absorbed into the cells so that that water needs those minerals. So, yes, I would recommend using filtered water of some sort. I prefer reverse osmosis, which takes everything out and then adding in those trace minerals, and you've got that perfect combination for really good hydration. Now, we did not say to use just processed salt. So, like the Morton salt or iodized salt, that is not what we are talking about. That table salt has just had all those good minerals eliminated out of it. So, you want the good sea salt. It could be Baja Gold is another option, just a Celtic sea salt. So, there's many options, but find a good ancient sea salt that's got those trace minerals. And this is really going to help support your body's balance, especially if you're drinking lots of water, you need those minerals. If you are sweating a lot, you feel fatigued. Remember, coffee is not necessarily going to fix that fatigue issue. It could be a water issue and getting those minerals in with your water. If you're drinking coffee, I think we'll get to this in a little bit, but if you're drinking coffee, you're even pulling those nutrients out of your system and you need that water and minerals. And if you're under stress, stress is also going to pull those minerals out, and you've got to get that back in with us trace minerals and the water. So, a simple practice is that I'm adding like a pinch of salt to actually, I prefer to put it right on my tongue and just chug the water down. And I'm doing about an eighth of a teaspoon at a time. And the goal is to get up to about 2 teaspoons of this salt every day, whether that's on your food or putting some on your tongue and chugging it down, or adding it to your water. Some people like to do that. I just don't prefer the taste of salty water, but if you like that little bit of flavoring, go for it. So there's many ways of getting this in, but gradually increasing it. So part of our hydration challenge is going to be just gradually getting in a little bit more each day, working up to that 2 teaspoons of salt into your water each day. Now, another thing that I've been learning as I've been digging into all of this is that hot or room temperature water is actually more easily absorbed by your body. I found this just fascinating. Those of us who like to have really ice cold water, your body has to work a lot harder to get that absorbed because it has to warm it up first to the body temperature. So yes, it might be nice on a really hot day to have a little bit of a cool drink, but ideally you want hot or room temperature water so that your body can easily absorb that water also.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, how much water do we actually need? That's a great question that most people don't understand. I didn't understand. A simple guideline to estimate your daily water is a simple math problem. You take your body weight in pounds, divide it by two. That's the number of ounces of water you should be drinking per day. For example, if you're 150 pounds, you divide that by two, 75. You need 75 ounces of water per day. That's a starting point. It's not a rigid rule. Your needs could increase depending on what you're doing. So if you are exercising and sweating, you're going to need more than just the 75 ounces or whatever your half of your body weight is. Excessive heat, excessive stress, detoxing, lifestyle changes. You gotta flush that water or those toxins out if you're detoxing. Drinking coffee because it's a diuretic. That means it's pulling more water out of your bladder. You've got to replace that. So just remember, like, if this feels overwhelming, like, oh my goodness, I could never drink that much. That was me. You can. You don't have to hit the perfect number. You don't have to just start with all of it right now. Just increase a little bit. Just drink an extra 16 or 24 ounces a day. Put it in a water bottle. Use a straw. It will help you um, be able to measure how much you're drinking.
So dehydration doesn't always look like extreme thirst, like, oh, I'm so thirsty, I must be dehydrated. It actually can be low energy. Afternoon crashes when you just feel so tired in the afternoons. Headaches, that's a really, really common sign of dehydration. I actually had a friend reach out to me and just share her story that when she feels a slight headache coming on, she just gets that salt in her water, chugs it down, and within a couple hours, headache is gone. So it is a very early trigger of dehydration can be a headache. Dry mouth or lips. I notice this, especially in the winter. Okay, winter in Michigan, super dry. And it's easy to forget to drink the water because it's not hot. We're not necessarily thirsty. But I just noticed my lips are so dry. I'm like, oh, I'm dehydrated. Got to get that water in. Constipation. That's another thing that's a big sign of dehydration. Dark yellow urine. It's very concentrated. It should be a really light pale color. Sugar cravings. That could mean you're dehydrated. Your body just wants that water. Feeling puffy or bloated. Um, One surprising thing is that water retention can actually be a sign of dehydration. I was just fascinated when I learned this because our bodies are so amazingly designed. And when our body doesn't know, oh, I'm going to get enough water, it'll actually hold on to the water that it has because it doesn't know when the next water is going to be coming in. So if we're continually giving our body the water it needs, it's not going to have that water retention and hold on to the water. So something fun we can try here. We're going to test how hydrated we are. So you can do this along with me, but there's 3 different ways. So one way is you take your hand and you're going to pinch a little bit of the skin on the top of your hand and let go. And that should go down in about a second. I'm very dehydrated. So I got to get my water in. Another way, press your nail and hold that for about 3 seconds. Take it off, and the color should return immediately. If it's slow coming back, there's some dehydration happening there. The other thing, like I mentioned earlier, is the color of your urine. So medium to dark colored, your dark yellow urine is usually an indication that there is some dehydration going on. Now, keep in mind though, in the mornings, your B vitamins are being flushed out. And so that could make the urine be a bright yellow color. But as the day goes on, if you're seeing your urine is still a dark to medium color, there's some dehydration going on, and you better get that water in.
Yeah. So yeah, so there's a lot of kind of common dehydration, not dehydration, common hydration mistakes that people can make. Very common, very fixable. Um, so one is not or is drinking most of your water later in the day. It is best to drink most of it in the first 8 to 10 hours that you're awake. Usually people don't drink a lot during the day and then they're super thirsty at night because they're dehydrated. If you're drinking it early in the day, you won't experience that. But this is when your body requires more fluid and it can keep you from having to wake up all night to pee. Um, Secondly, relying on coffee or flavored drinks to get your hydration in. Actually, caffeine is a diuretic, so it means it's pulling that water out through your urine and causing you to urinate more. And it's going to pull more sodium and these minerals out of you, which increases the dehydration. So you need to ensure proper hydration. Do these things, add the salt to your water, drink 8 ounces more water per cup of caffeinated beverage. Um, so this is on top of your calculated amount. You got to flush out that caffeine. So if you drink a cup of coffee, you need to drink 8 ounces more water per cup of coffee that you drink. That's on top of your 75 ounces or whatever your half of your body weight is. So drinking water without minerals actually kind of like dilutes the minerals and can make you more dehydrated. Trying to chug all your water at once, it can actually be really dangerous. You can't drink a ton of water all at once. My friend's son did that in high school last year, drank an entire gallon of water between classes, and then like started stumbling around and couldn't make words. And like he actually like water poisoned himself and had to be rushed to the ER. Don't do that. And most importantly, giving up because you forgot. Don't give up. Like every day's a new day. Every minute's a new minute. You can always go grab more water, right? It's not, it's just a we're working on progressing, not perfection. So hydration works best when it's consistent, spread throughout the day, and supported with minerals. Those are the three things to remember.
Yeah. So we've shared a lot in a very short time here, and we don't want this to feel overwhelming. We are busy moms, and we know what that is like to, be thinking, oh, I got to get this water in. I've got to do all. We don't want to add one more thing to your to-do list. So what we want to do is we want to come alongside you, encourage you, and offer a hydration challenge. We are going to walk you step by step through a very simple, supportive, very doable thing to add to your daily routine. That's going to become just a regular habit. It'll be a Facebook group, and we are going to be, sharing a lot of this information again, because again, how much of this do we really get in all like in such a short time? We're going to just be spoon feeding it to you again throughout this hydration challenge. And together, we're going to be focusing on getting that daily water in, adding those minerals, just adding, a little bit of salt the first day to 1 cup. And then maybe a couple days later, we're going to make it to 2 cups. So we're going to add that salt to, then to 3, and just getting up to that full 2 teaspoons in for the day, doing it gradual, gentle accountability, nothing like you got to do this. No, no, no. We are busy moms. We understand. And we want to help you have that energy, to have the focus and the things that come just from simple hydration. So we're not here to add one more thing to your plate. We're here to walk alongside you and to help you. So that's what the 2 weeks challenge is going to be about. Not about perfection, not about doing it all right, but just slowly changing, making this become a simple habit as a group, supporting one another.
hmm You know, hydration is one of the most loving, practical ways you can take care of your body. Small shifts, right? Done consistently lead to big, big changes over time. So if you have any questions, we're happy to answer them. If you'd like to join the hydration challenge, you're so welcome. There's no pressure, just support, right? We're going to continue to offer the tips about getting in enough water. We'll offer a tracking system, offer accountability along the way. Accountability increases your chances of changing something by like 85%. So it's important. We will teach about how all of this ties together to your lymphatic system and simple daily routines you can easily implement into your body to help your body detox the way it was created to. Our challenge community is going to be a place to ask all the questions to support each other. So look for the invite tomorrow to the Healthy Habits community page on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please reach out if you have any questions.